Hey there, Adam here. Thanks for joining me for another haul video. This is actually pretty exciting. I have a friend, Jason Gross, over at Rediscover the 80's and one of the co-founders of the Retro Network. You can find him on Twitter at RD80s for all sorts of retro fun. But he is always on the lookout for stuff that I might like at thrift stores and vice versa. So we recently did a nice big trade for each other, and he sent me some awesome stuff I just had to share. So let's start off here with a few books. One of these is The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, okay? I love these children's books that you'd get like at a Scholastic book fair, right? They were so cool. It does have pictures, Bulk and Skull, and a little Bulk and Skull. I don't know what's going on with that one, but this is really cool. Rita's Revenge, okay? He also sent me an issue of Simpsons Illustrated. Now, he knows that I collect Simpsons Illustrated, which was the magazine that predated Bongo Comics. But then this is from Bongo Comics, and I bought some of them back in the day, but not generally the regular Simpsons comics. But luckily, in the back here, there actually is a Radioactive Man story, which I collected all the issues of Radioactive Man, so I was super excited about that. Also, he knows that I love Dick Tracy. I have a little shelf of memorabilia here, so he got me this fun storybook, but there's also a little bit of a surprise in there for me as well, which was this 45 record of Kiss. I'm a huge Kiss fan. This is from their 80's non-makeup days, their album Asylum, some of the singles off of that. So that was great to get. And then sticking in music, he also got me this Hook music book, okay? So previously I'd gotten a Hook laser disc, and now I have this to go with it. Again, another special one from my childhood, but it's got great pictures in it from the film in addition to the music. My wife can actually play piano and flute, and among other different instruments, so maybe we'll do some duets together. We'll see. Last one here, though. I have this junior novelization of The Shadow. I have read this junior novelization of The Shadow because I love it. But not only that, another copy of The Shadow on VHS because I can never get enough. I love this movie. I love every iteration. Plus, this one has a little Garfield sticker on it. Isn't that cute? I should actually look. There's another one on the cover. Okay, no more decorations inside, but still, super awesome to have another copy of that. All right, now on the VHS front, though, now that we've entered that area, so CBS Fox, as I've covered in past videos, is a favorite collection of mine. I would love to have all the titles. So this Zorba the Greek film, I've heard so much about, and so I'm curious to check that out one of these days. Die Hard 2, Die Harder. Now, I already had a copy, but his looked like it was in slightly better condition. So I was excited to get a copy of that to add to my collection. The Long Hot Summer, okay? A lot of these CBS Fox titles were like these older movies from the 60s that I don't even remember. This one's 1958, this film, but Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward, who I believe eventually got married. So hey, maybe that's where they met on that film. How about this one? Kim Basinger and Jeff Bridges in Nadine. Yeah, so this is a movie I've not seen. It's another one I actually had a copy of, but I thought his might be in better condition. When they're only a quarter and your buddy's offering to send them out, you kind of take them. How about this one? The Six Pack with Kenny Rogers, right? That's awesome. I'd be curious to know if Kenny Loggins ever got a movie. What would they call that, right? Anyway, all the Kennys. Kenny G. We should do like a Super Kennys. How about this, though? Friendly Persuasion. No idea about this one. Who's in this one? Gary Cooper, Anthony Perkins, and Dorothy McGuire. So Gary Cooper, along with the psycho himself, Norman Bates, in a movie? Don't even know what Friendly Persuasion is about, but I'm sure it was a hit in its day. How about this one, though? The Big Sleep. Yeah, so it's pretty awesome to get a little Bogart, a little Lauren Bacall. These classics, of this era. Just again, I've seen Casablanca, of course. I've seen, the Maltese Falcon and things like that. But I'd love to catch up on some of the classics. Here's another one, though. The Eagle Has Landed. This era of these World War II films. Again, I mean, obviously Nazis are involved here somewhere, it seems, but I don't know who's the star of this one. Was it Donald Sutherland, Michael Caine, Robert Duvall, Donald Pleasance, Larry Hagman, Treat Williams? This is an all-star cast. Huh? Come on, that's exciting. I like those actors. They've been in some interesting projects. And finally, a classic I only know from jokes on The Simpsons, Yentl. Yeah, Barbra Streisand in Yentl. But again, you got to have some of these for context. It just makes when you go back and watch the reruns all that more exciting. So that was all CBS Fox. So that's a huge, bunch on my checklist that have now been checked off. But the other side of this, right, is that sometimes he finds a unique tape brought to you by CBS Fox. And in this case, this is even before CBS and Fox teamed up. Got to get it out of here because it's in a special plastic protective case. But check this out. Okay, so the Poseidon Adventure. But let me hold up another VHS tape to this. Notice the difference in dimensions. Okay, so what's going on with this? Well, this is a 20th Century Fox home video from back in the day, okay? These kind of predate those releases. Watch this. Oh, it slides out. So there's like a little drawer for the tape in there. It is so neat. I have a couple other in this style, and they're always fun to find because, yeah, it's just so rare. Nobody's used to seeing those, and even when I see them, it still kind of boggles my mind. I'm like, oh, now I drop stuff. It's all good. It's all good. As you can see, we got a lot of stacks around here. But also in my collection is these red border tapes, right, from RCA Columbia. So again, I don't know about 84 Charing Cross Road. Huh? Who's in this one? Anne Bancroft and Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins again. Okay. So that's pretty cool. But then this one here is interesting. 5 Easy Pieces. Now, this is a big one for me because in my screenwriting class in college, this was like the study they gave us for one of like the perfect screenplays, and we had to analyze it, read the script, and watch the film and kind of broke it down. But a Jack Nicholson film, it's very interesting. Now, getting out of that realm though, there were 2 tapes that he picked up that I didn't know he was including in this package. So Jason, thank you so much for sharing with me because I know you were excited to find them as well. But the Problem Child movies. I know, right? So I have been looking for these. They just never come up. I expected there to be more people who bought the Problem Child films. They were so huge as a 90s kid to watch these. And so, with the passing of Gilbert Gottfried, RIP there, it's really fun to add these to my collection. So Jason, thanks again, because again, that's been on my wish list for quite a while. Now, something I was not expecting though, this is what was kind of a revelation when Jason showed this to me. Sledgehammer. Okay. Now, do you remember this show? It was kind of a parody of Dirty Harry in a sitcom comedy form. I mean, they didn't have a live studio audience, even though they added the actual network made them add some sort of laugh track to some episodes, and the producer showrunners like, I don't like this. But anyway, I loved Sledgehammer as a kid. And the best part about this, yes, it is still sealed. Okay, so it is in the plastic. Somebody got this as a gift. Maybe they were not a Sledgehammer fan, and now I own it. I can't believe it. Jason, again, thank you for passing that along because that means a lot to me. Nostalgic value for sure. Also on the music front here, just a little extra. Jason is very famous for his collection of singles, and I personally have a connection to Fine Young Cannibal's Good Thing. It was one of the first like pop hits of the 80s I listened to as a kid over and over and listened to on the radio and in the car. And so I was excited to get this because I'll definitely be listening to that on my little boombox that I've got. Okay. So all of that is exciting enough, right? Just like some odds and ends add to the collection, continue to grow. But there's something here I have to show you. This was the big part of the trade, okay? This was, and I say big, it is big. There was a special promotion that happened in 2016. There was a Ghostbusters movie that was released, and while the casting and the direction of that was controversial, kind of led to some less than enjoyable commentary between fans of the Ghostbusters franchise. The best thing to come out of that was, in fact, the re-release of Hi-C Ecto-Cooler. And certain influencers online got, yes, an Ecto-Cooler promotional pack, okay? They got something to tell them it is coming out. Now, I personally, okay, was flying all over, like literally all over the country. I was traveling at the time, and I would stop at every supermarket I could in the time frame they said they're supposed to have Ecto-Cooler. and I just could not find it, could not find it. I put the call out on my social media, and finally a friend who lived nearby said, hey, they got it at this store. And I ran over and I bought case after case. I really should have bought them all because I wanted it that bad, but I figured somebody else is going to be looking. They're going to want to find it, and I want to, have some good karma there. So anyway, but this is the promotional version that came out to certain people. Jason got his hands in a trade previously, and he's like, it's not part of my collection. I have an original box of Hi-C Ecto-Cooler, really, actually from the era, a vintage one, as well as the ones that I collected. But anyway, here we go. So this is what it's got inside. A lot of you have probably seen this back in the day, but it comes with a bottle of slime, because we know that was a huge thing for fans, and a can here. As you can see, his juice box was missing because he sampled it, and he said it disappeared. He didn't know what to do. It's got the can in there. Luckily, I happen to have, a juice box myself. So we'll just stick that right in here, and now it's complete. So Jason, thank you so much for sharing this with me. This is going on my Ghostbusters wall. When this last movie came out, I was doing everything I could to win one of those promotional bottles of Ecto-Cooler. Truth be told, I probably would have just drunk it because I love it. It's so delicious. That's why all my cans are empty here except for that one box, because I drank it, every one that I bought. So anyway, thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope it was fun for you to kind of see some of these treasures that are coming into my collection. If anything sparked a memory for you, leave me a comment down below. If you want to see more, go ahead and check me out on Twitter at HojuCoolander, where I'm always posting my latest finds and other projects that I'm involved with on the Retro Network. If you go to TRN Social as well on Twitter and Instagram, you'll find a lot of the projects that I do, whether I'm talking about old video stores, whether I'm talking about 90s comic books, or my thrift store finds here on YouTube, on the TRN TV YouTube channel. So thank you again for checking it out, and hey, we'll be back with more soon. See you later.